Hello again, everybody. Today we're going over my favorite topic, Mexico. My name is Natalie. I am a real estate agent in Mexico in the East Coast next to Florida, Riviera Maya and Peninsula of Yucatan. This is my favorite topic because I'm originally from Peru, lived in Chicago for many years, but Mexico is one of my favorite countries to live and to share more information about on the lifestyle and why I live there in the first place. Today we're going to talk about costs of real estate and the lifestyle, mostly because people want to, know how is the process, but also once I am there, what should I expect? How much is it? What's the real, reality once I'm down there? You'll hear more about, our group, our team, everybody here in the call are a member that are interested to learn more about international, and that's why we do these calls to share more information on different countries. But the last two sessions were Mexico, the next ones will be Portugal. So stay tuned. We did some introductions earlier. Feel free to do them in the chat if you're late or if you cannot do your audio. Name, where are you from? Where do you live? Because sometimes where you're from and where you live are two different things these days. And then what do you want to get out of this call? This is the agenda. We're going to go through it super fast, hopefully in half an hour, and then we have some questions for the end. We are doing this because for us, it was a little struggle getting into the Mexican market. As a US realtor, you come with your mindset that, things are going to be organized, going to do transactions seamlessly. And that's not the case. Once you get to a different country that they don't have an MLS or the industry is not regulated, then it's the wild, wild west of real estate, and you have to figure out and navigate your way around it. And different countries have different struggles, but from what I talk to other realtors, we have 80% of the same struggles. So it's very similar, probably from here to Portugal to Spain to Dubai at a certain point in time, as the market is evolving and the industry is growing. So if you scan this QR code, you'll get to the playlist of recordings from prior sessions in case you missed anything, or if you want to keep up with the calls and you're not able to join live, you can scan this code and it'll take you to the playlist. It's a private playlist, so make sure you save it and or ask in the chat where you were invited. The reason we're doing this is because the world is shifting. People are moving to different places. We don't have, people moving out of big cities too. We're working remotely these days, so we don't have to be in one location or in one big city like Chicago. I used to be here for work, but now I don't have to be here anymore. So unless I want to, I come, but I don't have to. So that's where more people are getting that flexibility. And this international real estate topic is so interesting for me and for many people that follow us because they're like, how do I do it? I just don't know where to start. Like, how do you do it? Like, you must have a lot of money. And I'm like, no, I just took my stuff and left. Like, I don't have to have like $1 million in the bank to do this. And you don't have to either. We want to share about our managing brokers from EXP. As you guys know, we're part of EXP Realty, and that's our parent company. You'll see different personal brands within the call and our realtors here because we encourage that, to be unique for your clients. But this is our parent for technology. It's our platform, how we give and receive referrals internationally. Ismael and Luzma are our managing brokers in EXP Mexico, and they're great. So if you look at them in Workplace, or if you're in EXP, or if you look at them online in Instagram, Facebook, you'll find them and you can ask them any questions about the country and how to join EXP as well. Just a little background, these are the countries we're in within the company. We are in 24 countries and almost every continent. So if you know anybody in this space, meaning in the countries, feel free to invite them to this call. Or if they're realtors, we would like to talk to them too, so they can know how to expand internationally. These are the areas we cover within our company, Unicorn Properties. And the reason we do this is because when I bought real estate in Mexico, I struggled with a lot of like, how do I do financing? Nobody will explain me about the legal. You don't know who to trust. You don't know how to start. So now we provide all this ecosystem for our clients, so they're very comfortable. So it's not only that they're buying a home or a property or an investment building. They need most of this support around it because it's an ecosystem of real estate. How do I finance it? Legally, the notary, what's the legal, issues or status over there? How do I pay my taxes when I do income, rental income? How do I do if I want to build something from scratch? Architecture and construction, we offer those services. Also immigrations, if they decide to move there to the country itself, like Sally mentioned, people are moving. Now you want to have, now an asset will be a different passport. It's not so much the, the big house in the suburbs. It's more like, how many passports do I have? And if I have to leave my country, I can do it right now with everything happening politically. Also property management, because when you have a client that has a property, they're like, so what do I do with that? Who's going to take care of it? What happens if I'm not there for 6 months? Also, we have some relocation services through some of our partners that help your client from A to B, from point A to B, to just move everything from like a frame on the wall to furniture to cars. So we have a full service solution for our clients. At least in Mexico and the partners that we work in other countries, we at least ask them to have at least half of this to give our clients peace of mind on the transactions. For within EXP, within the network, we do commission split. In Mexico, it can go from 2 to 10. It varies from development to development. So we're able to share this commission with our realtors or people that are in our network. So the reason that you might want to hear this whole conversation is because there is some money there for you if you send a referral. For us, we're in Mexico. For you, wherever you are, we can also send that referral back to you. So if you're in the US, most of our clients, what they do, if they want to buy in Mexico, probably they want to sell their house, in Canada or in the US, they want to just get rid of the assets. And we send that referral back to our network because we can make a double commission from that sale in the country, Canada, US, and that buy in Mexico. So we always pay attention on our clients. Okay, so what's your process for these transactions? So we can send that referral back to our agents in the North Hemisphere when it comes to selling. So this is the reason we share this, because a lot of our commissions we will share with our peers. This is just an example. If a commission comes through and it's maybe $10,000 in commission, we are able to share. This can vary from 50-50, 30-70, 80-20. It's a negotiation between both realtors. Nobody else gets involved. You decide that with your peers. So in case you send a referral to us and the commission is, for example, $10,000, we do a referral back to you. And the more referrals we do, the more money we send you. And this is through the EXP platform. You receive your money in your currency, in your country, wherever you pay taxes. And then you don't have to have any transactions abroad that are, that you encounter wires, bank fees, all these things that come with, sending money abroad. But now with apps, it's so much easier now. But just in case, we have this platform that helps a lot with these referrals. If you want to learn more about referrals, scan this code. It's going to take you to the video on how to do this contract. But now we have a portal that makes it seamless. So we'll go over that later. This is an old slide. 2 types of agents. We talked about this a little bit last week because we have, we have remote agents and we have showing agents. So that's what I ask everybody: where are you located physically that you can intake a client? Because sometimes we have agents that promote the area, but they're not in the location. So you encounter some agents that are, for example, in Tijuana or Florida or Spain, and they're selling in Miami or they're selling in Riviera Maya, but they're not there physically. So they don't understand too much on the depths on how the market is moving, who's selling, who's building, who's delayed, what kind of things happen locally. Because unless you're in the location, probably you will not get all the news as they're happening. And if you try to do that sale yourself remotely, probably your client can get in some trouble if they don't have the up-to-date information. So that's why in EXP, we encourage a lot of the referrals going through the agent that lives in the location, because otherwise you probably will be sending a lead or a client remotely to an agent that is in California, but they're selling Tulum, but they're not in Tulum. So they don't know exactly the in and outs of like what streets are getting built, where is the flood coming through. So things like that is very important. That's why we separate these two and make sure that when you send a referral, the showing agent is in the actual location. It's super important. That's why I moved to Mexico, because I'm like, I want to be there, understand the whole market, and be able to serve my clients when they come. I don't want to outsource my clients yet to another realtor, because otherwise the client will be confused. Am I dealing with you? Am I dealing with Eduardo? I'm dealing with Marie. I mean, who is my point of contact? And then the client gets disappointed if they don't have that one person that holds their hand through the process. Usually, we recommend your showing agents to be in the location. That way, your client will have the best experience instead of being handed out to different agents, and then you lose the referral, you lose the client, and the client will be disappointed. Risk to consider, and you might want to take a screenshot of this if you like, but this is in most countries. We don't have an MLS. Outside of the US and Canada, no MLS. We have fragmented databases. I mean, we can go over all the risks, but I don't want to bore you too much. But just be mindful that if your client goes on their own, it's very risky for them to get ripped off. She's gonna encounter fraud. Somebody's gonna take advantage. She's gonna see them, as an international person. Oh, they don't know anything. Let me take advantage of this situation. And there's so many people out there waiting for the opportunity to scam people. We don't have to go too far. We get calls every day of scam likely. We get ads online every day of you don't know what the property is, if it's real or not. So just be mindful that your client is held, from when they leave, let's say Chicago, when they leave Toronto, when they leave California, all the way to the other country, and you trust that other realtor you refer to, because at least within our network, we know each other and we can, know where people are. But if you just go outside of this ecosystem, your client just has to be mindful of these risks to make sure they don't fall into any fraudulent transaction and lose their down payments or money in general. We're going to talk about agents and who is where. From what the agents that reply to us and they're engaged on these calls, we showcase them, because we have so many agents, but unless you raise your hand, you're like, I'm here, it's hard to put it in paper, right? It's because we don't know them. I don't know them. So I recommend people that I've met in person, they're in our core group, or they are somebody that knows somebody that is in their group. And then we always validate ethics, like how are your agents following the rules, how they're treating the clients. And that's why we open this call, like, hey, whoever is in Mexico, please let me know. We add you here. And as you know, Mexico has some areas that are more expats concentrated, and some areas that are more like, if I want to just go to Mexico City because I love the food. So there's more like a different type of clients, they want a more like city, restaurant, younger, maybe digital nomads. In here, there's more like stability on like, oh, he's gonna be there for 6 months if I'm gonna be by the beach in the West Coast as well. So we have the whole country covered with our agents, and based on, who's joining us regularly, we're promoting them as well to make sure that they're known and then they get themselves out there. For our team, our core team, we cover mostly Merida. So Merida, Yucatan is our favorite city in Mexico. Gustavo and I cover the area. We have other realtors there. I haven't met them. Maybe I met one person, but for us, it's very important to hold our clients' hand from beginning to end in the area of Merida. I don't know if Manuel joined. I think I saw him coming in. He is also oh, Manuel, hey, I see you. Manuel, thanks for sending your photo. Because I can only put here that people raise their hand. I'm like, Manuel, I met Manuel in Lisbon. I was like, you guys do a great job with your wife. I was like, they're in Playa del Carmen.
Thank you, Natalie.
And
it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, and I think they have a very good service from A to Z. Because some realtors, they just want to sell the house and get out. And that's hard to do because your client will be, like what happens after? Who's going to do my property management? You just disappear. People just move countries, and then it's a volatile community of realtors in Mexico. We also have Jose Juan that covers also Riviera Maya, Cancun, mostly Playa del Carmen. And he does helps our clients not only with the sale, but also with the post-sale property management, maintaining, and anything that has to do with transportation for clients, like a concierge service. So right now, we're working with Jose Juan and Manuel, Riviera Maya, as well as David and Julieta. Julieta doesn't speak English, but David does. Manuel and Jose Juan, they speak English and Spanish, and I think Manuel also Portuguese, if I'm not mistaken. So your clients will be,
yes.
French clients can talk to him in that native language if they're comfortable. David is bilingual too, also covering Riviera Maya, Julieta Cancun mostly, Spanish. We have Puerto Vallarta with Emilia and Vinay, and they're doing a very good job of that, and I know them personally. So they're in our group. I see them every week, and I will recommend them in that area as well. If you know any other agents in Puerto Vallarta, please let me know. But these are the ones that have been in our presentations before, and we know them personally. Monterrey and Mexico City, we have two twin sisters in our group. So no, it's not the same photo, it's not duplicated. They're actually look almost exactly the same. I met them in EXP Vegas last year, Kathy and Sandy, Monterrey and Saltillo, Mexico City. And then we have Veracruz, Guadalajara with Eduardo. Eduardo, I had to change your name, sorry. Eduardo Hernandez here, photo. Is his city.
I'm here.
Claudia Castro. Yeah, thanks for being here, Eduardo. And Claudia is in Veracruz. So you know anybody that needs Veracruz properties, she's there covering that area by the port. And I think it's a very big port for imports and exports. Commercial is growing a lot in Veracruz. So if you want to learn more, she has the information. I'm learning with her, more about Veracruz. And I want to go over some listings as well and comparables. I have, we're going to go briefly through these. We can go over questions, and I have a more in-depth CMA that I did for our area in Merida, in case you guys are curious, just to compare prices. And the reason we did this is because for our clients, it's like, okay, that's 150,000, but what does it mean? Like because of location, because of size, because of amenities. So clients usually, when you tell them a price, you have to give them some context. Because if you tell them, oh yeah, it's cheap, it's 150, but what is it, a studio? Or is it like, in a high rise? Or what is it? So at least what we do is give them some context. We're like, what the price gives you for what? This is our Yucatan Merida, our area. So we break it down for price per square foot. So if you compare apples to apples, if you boil it down to the price per square foot, you'll know whether the price is good or bad based on what you know about your market. In Chicago, it might be 250, 350, 500, depending on where you are, if it's a luxury property or not. But if you give them that price, then they'll be like, okay, this is 230, this is 180, this is 260. I understand what I'm talking about. Now it's only multiplied by size, how many square meters or square feet. In this case, we have Mayab Residence is one of our luxury listings in Merida. It's closer to the city. We have a beginning price of a 1-bedroom, 1-bath in a luxury building with all the amenities, 27 amenities, like everything that you can imagine. It's like a resort living. And that's why the price is a little bit higher at 235, but it's not too high because you get everything that you need in one place, and you don't, that one, you close your condo, you're out. But they also manage your rental property for Airbnb and short-term rental. So they do the full service from A to Z, maintenance, Airbnb service or concierge service for your clients or your renters, or you can just close it and just go home and then leave it there empty. And then you have somebody coming in and out, once a week to turn the air on because it's very humid over there. And then this one, we just sold out of these little houses. We had about 6 of them. And because of the price, it went out quickly because it's like you can get with exchange rate, 165 was the price when it was 16-1. And it was a 3-bed, 2-bath house, standalone house, no amenities, maybe just one pool in the back, but at least this one is 4 blocks from the beach in Chelem. So we haven't seen these prices, let's say in Riviera Maya, because it's more expensive, it has more traffic. But for people that want to just be like, I want something under 200,000, is there anything I can buy? Merida probably might be a solution if they actually want to be by the water. So we give them 2 alternatives. We understand the market very well in the Riviera Maya to understand prices and stock. But then Merida for us is our preference because our client gets more space for the money. Just because if our clients want that, we're able to do that. But if they want the lifestyle, the beach, the resorts, then that's a different ask. So we recommend that in that way, the Riviera Maya. So this one is 2-bed, 2-bath. We have a garage area, a parking area, and the size is 1,400. That's what the price goes down. 108 was the cheapest listing that we had for a full house, the closest to the water. That's Merida. We also have land in the area of the East Coast, as you see in Yucatan. And Judith, do you have a question? Sorry.
Yes, I do. Actually, this will apply to many of these. So when you have a place like the residences, or now we're looking at townhouse, how does that work to pay for the amenities? How much are the monthly fees, for example? Just
Sure.
A general idea.
Sure. For the 27 amenities is included in your HOA, and the HOA will vary, and they give you a price per square meter. So let's say $1.50 to $2 per square meter. And then you multiply that by how big the size of your unit is. And we'll give a number based on what they give us. So each one is going to be different. In this one, you have to pay an HOA. In this one, you don't, because it's standalone house by itself. You only pay your property taxes.
Okay, so like $1 to $1.50. That's pretty similar to Florida. Higher here, a little higher here, but same idea. Thank you.
Yeah, more or less is that it will vary. Riviera Maya might be different. Manuel maybe can give us some guidance on that. but it varies. And then each development will give you a guide and a range because they cannot know until they actually build the whole property and assess all the, expenses.
Mhm.
And sometimes I have found that it goes a little higher than they estimate because they underestimate the price. So just FYI. But yeah, in this one, standalone houses, you don't have to pay any HOA. It's just you have your house in street of Chicago, and then you only pay this, property taxes. We have a lot of developments when it comes to land in Merida because it's growing quite a bit. It's expanding fast, and the price for land, not on the water, but closer 20-minute drive into the water, you can find it as low as $9 per square foot. So we also sell different developments that are gated communities. In this concept, you just buy your land, you build whenever you want. So clients that want to invest their money right now because the value is going up, and it's going up, we're testing and following the trends of what the price was like 5 years ago to what is now. I'm like, I wish I could buy 5 years ago. I wish I knew about this, but it's just gonna go up because it's getting more, the infrastructure is getting more advanced. The cities are investing, on the roads. They're investing on everything that has to do with infrastructure. So this price is easy to get in for clients that are like, I want to invest there. I don't know when I'm going to build, but I want to get in. So that's kind of an option. This is just land, but it's a big size. It's 3,200 square feet, and it has amenities in the clubhouse. So you buy into a gated community that has amenities in the middle, and these are the prices that it starts at. Then we have townhouses. These they'll get together in a small HOA for 4 people or six houses or whatever that is, and then they'll figure out how much it is for what. This, you can get a 2-bedroom for $240. This is also 4 blocks from the water. You can see the water from here. You can walk to the beach, and then $154 per square foot. This doesn't have any amenities. It's mostly you just have your own pool, probably. That's it. And you don't have to, and your HOA will vary based on whatever you guys agree on between 4 people. So that makes it a little easier to maintain, but then also for rental, you have to hire a separate management company to manage that. Let's go to Riviera Maya. So Manuel sent us his listings here, and I don't know if you want to go over them, but it's also pre-construction, unless you want to explain, Manuel.
Yes, absolutely. So M Signature Homes is one of my Canadian partners. We decided to offer houses in concrete, 3 bedrooms and 4 bedrooms with a Canadian standard. Like we have great Mexican builders, but we found out North American people have higher standards in some things. So these type of house construction will be built anywhere in any lot from in the Riviera Maya. So between Cancun, Puerto Morelos, up to Tulum, we can build these type of properties. So the price that you have there, $471, is for the 3 bedroom. We have $483 for the 4 bedroom. Amazing models. You can see the look. It's very contemporary and big size. All of them have a personal pool, a private pool, and it's a beautiful model. So the price of these units are only the building, the construction. So you need to add on. If you have a lot close to the water, beachfront, of course, the price will go up about the lot. But average Riviera Maya lots, 300 square meter, we have lots from $80,000 up to 125, 30. So add on the price of the house. So it makes a really beautiful house with a very good price. If you compare to our neighbors in Florida, that's amazing price for that type of property, 100% concrete.
Mm-hmm.
So this is for M Signature. Sanctuario. So Sanctuario is a condo in Tulum, completely different as it's going to be an experience of Airbnbs. People are looking to have experience when they go and they travel, especially in Tulum. This one, there's 4 phases. There's water, fire, tierra, the ground, and air. And the first phase is agua. And they're going to have like multiple amenities with hydrotherapy, cascades, waterfalls, a lot of super nice amenities. And this is going to be really well located on the Kukulkan. It's about 2.5 kilometers from the sea, and Tulum and the beaches are probably one of the best in the world, like super accessible and very, very nice project. This is a pre-sale. It's going to be November 2026. So it's a kind of a late pre-sale, well, early, to buy it right now, but it's going to be delivered in November 2026. But the price, by the time you're going to have your turnkey delivery, you're going to win probably at minimum at 35% of capital gains on this type of property with Sanctuario. And the builder is Menese. Menese is well known here in Riviera Maya. He has 27 projects right now, and he delivered over 15, 16 projects up to date. No subcontractors. He has his own team. He has 1,300 over employees. So it's a very, very good like constructor, builder.
Yeah, I heard about Meneses. It's pretty well known.
Yeah, for condos, I sleep super good. When my clients, they decide to invest with Menese, that no worries. Like administration, the buildings, everything will be done properly.
Mm-hmm. And then you can see the different in price. This one has amenities and it's in Tulum, and this one is construction cost for.
Exactly, yeah. It's different. Amenities, accessibility to everything, it's different on price. This opportunity, Villa Xibalba, it's pretty much unique. This type of villa is on two acres of lots, 54 square feet, 1,000 square feet, huge place with a private cenote in the middle. So the construction, you can see on the picture, in the middle, there's like a cenote, a waterfall, and you can, under the cave, you can walk, and there's a place to do some meditation, yoga. And the pool has been built around this cenote. There's 2 buildings. You can go up to 22 person. So they have Airbnb all year long, around 130,000 per year on Airbnb. Very good rental. And it's an amazing place. It's in Akumal, so between Playa del Carmen and Tulum, for this opportunity.
This is 5,000 square meters, right? So per lot, or?
Exactly.
Okay, so lots right now.
So it's huge. Yeah, it's huge. Coba One is one of my properties. Actually, we have this nice opportunity. I bought it in pre-sale 2 years ago, and now it's time for me to move on because I have other properties to acquire. And the price is amazing because all my neighbors, there are over $400,000, even for a 2-bedroom. I have a 3-bedroom lock off, so 4 beds, 4 bathrooms, 3.5. The lock-off has his own access, so this is what's happening right now. I have people in my condo as renters in Airbnb. They use the bigger part with the 2 beds, well, the 2 bedroom with 3 beds, and I still have the lock-off available for quick in and out rental. So it increases my revenue drastically. So very good for Airbnb. Aldea Zama premium. The location is really, really prime spot. It's all the caminos, the roads, everything is it's done. So you have the Wi-Fi, the internet, super good velocity. You have underground electricity. Everything is well done because there's some part of Tulum it's not ready yet. So Aldea Zama is a great spot to invest. Coba One is a good project.
We'll show the map in a little bit on where things are. And this is since it's a finished project, we can get financing for your clients as well. So in case they're curious, we can explain the legal, the lending process in another call probably. But this is fine. Can be financeable.
Absolutely. Yeah. most of the finance institutions, they require 30% down payment and 70% will be finance. So this is the average here in Mexico.
Perfect. And then the price per square foot is here as well for reference and price. Thank you, Manuel. Right. We had these listings as well. This was a private listing. There were 4 domes in Puerto Morelos. It's still for sale. He was asking for 8 million pesos, which whatever the exchange rate is, I don't know if it's the most current one, but it would vary between 497 and 500 probably. Similar to the land that we're looking at above, but this is a different location. Puerto Morelos is closer to the airport. We'll show the map in a little bit. It's also 55,000 square feet. So everything in Mexico is pretty big. It's like a combination of Texas and, and Florida, because you get the big space, but you get the tropical weather. This one, if you, without counting the built area, your price per square foot is $9. And in Puerto Morelos is a very good location for, you know, being close to the airport of Cancun. It has 4 domes. You know, you can move in ready. It's in Airbnb right now, so it can be also rented separately. We had this, we're working with Maya Ocean, which is one of the developers as well in Riviera Maya. And they have similar projects, 2 bed, 2 bath, going for 336-ish. But then the price per square foot is a little bit higher, probably on the amenities. Bacalar is an area that not many people talk about, but it's a beautiful lagoon. It's like a huge lake that looks like a sea, but you don't get that much, you know, sea issues, which will be like the algae that piles up on the coast, sometimes with the change of weather. So you'll see here that this villa is already built, ready to go. It's huge, 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms for 1.3 million. But the lot itself is like 55,000 as well. So we come down to 26 per square foot. So even though it's a bigger ticket item, it's huge, and the price is, you know, it comes down because it's already finished, ready to go. The construction area of the house itself, I have to find out. This is just the lot, the whole lot. This is not construction area. This is just the land plus the house. So if somebody has, you know, a couple million to invest, this is waterfront. It's very hard to find in Bacalar. And I'll show you guys in the map what it is and what it looks like, because it's one of the beautiful lagoons. It has 7 different colors. It goes from very, you know, turquoise, very bright, all the way to the greens. And if you see it from above, it's like a rainbow. It's very nice. It's very touristic. Puerto Vallarta, we're now in the West Coast, let's say California side of things. And here the prices will vary as well. We have pre-sales from 4 bedrooms starting at 1.1 million almost. And this is when I have to check when the dollar exchange was, but I think this was 16-1. So right now it might be a little cheaper because the dollar went up for briefly. Hopefully it will stay, but this will be the price per square foot. And this is a pre-sale as well. The bid for you is in the other side on the West Coast. In the West Coast, everything is a little higher in price, but the views are also beautiful. There's a lot of potential in Puerto Vallarta. Now they have Nuevo Vallarta, which is now north, and we have a condo ready to go here, 2 bed, 2 bath at $500,000, and this is the price per square foot through 380. And you are next to the water, meaning like where the cruises arrive. So maybe the rental income and everything like that will be a good potential. And also this is financeable because it's a finished product. When it's pre-sale, we have a few hiccups, and you have to work with the seller's finance. And when it's finished, a finished house with a title, then you can do financing. And we went over that last week, so we have some recordings on that. We have also Saltillo, which is closer to Mexico City. Prices also are pretty reasonable still, so you can still get houses 4 bed, 4.5 bath that look like this, starting at 484 K USD, because they're really big. They're 3,700 feet. But this is a very specific listing because people it's more locals that buy here or international people that are relocating probably. It's more a town that is not a beach town, it's not an expat, but it's also growing very fast. Then we have this one over here, and it's 112 per square foot. This is kind of like we're covering coast to coast. We didn't have listings in the middle, like only the ones that are in Mexico City. But we're gonna be adding more for maybe next other presentations on Guadalajara. What's, like there's other areas by Huatulco, which is in the coast, south coast, and more as we get more realtors sharing the data with us, because we cannot go into the market unless we know some of the listings they already have and they know the market. They can explain to us a little more. So this is it. I mean, you guys, again, work with us as a referring agent. We do pay out, and we all here in the call, I think we receive and give referrals back and forth. If you have any content that you have or want to create to invest abroad, we're happy to collaborate for interviews, content creation, knowing about the market. Travel with us. We're gonna have once I'm there, I don't know if Manuel, you do something like this, like we intake realtors and we do like tours of realtors so they can see the area, they can know the neighborhoods, they can learn more about the market. Probably we'll do more of those in winter. We can collaborate maybe on that. So trying to get a van and maybe gather 5 to 10 people and give the tour of like what it is like, the different neighborhoods, and then realtors can learn about it so they can refer more business if they want to. And also clients can learn about it because they don't want to buy right away. They're like, I just want to learn and then figure out later. But that's kind of a lead generation source that we are doing just to get more people seeing in person these tours. And they call it fly and buys. Some programs are called that. But it takes some logistics to do. So we'll figure out that for the winter and let you know what the dates are. And also, of course, traveling around the world with other realtors and create content. So yeah, you can scan this. We'll take you to our YouTube channel and playlist, so you can see the rest of the recordings. And that's it. This is my QR code from my WhatsApp directly and some info as well. And we can probably start with some questions and I'll stop the recording. So for anybody else that have any questions, I'll post more information and the links to the realtors that we had in the presentation on the description for YouTube. So you have that as well. How do I stop recording? One sec.